Thanks, Goose. We've seen many fine additions to the survival genre of late. It's very popular at the moment. And most of these experiences have seen us foraging for berries, or setting traps, trying to craft tools out of sticks and stone, or scavenging abandoned buildings for supplies. But what happens when you take a survival game and put it under the sea?
Subnautica is an underwater survival game, and we should point out that it's not the actual in-game music. The real music and sound effects are actually quite ambient and appropriate.
Yeah, but with all the coral and the brightly coloured fish swimming around, I found myself singing Under the Sea anyway. Or an unlicensed version that sounds really similar.
So how do you find yourself in this aquatic wilderness? Well,
humanity is beginning to colonize space.
After being appointed to a terraforming assignment as part of Earth's mission to colonize space, your ship, the Aurora, mysteriously malfunctions upon descent and crashes. You awaken inside a life pod and you must set out to explore and survive.
I love how your mission is not to just colonize a particular planet, but just space as a whole.
Yeah, just space.
All of
Get
space.
out there, just go for it.
Yeah. This is an early development build of the game. It's not finished yet, but right now all the basic survival elements are there for you to explore. Upon leaving the pod, you have limited oxygen to search around for food and supplies.
10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Fish are surprisingly easy to catch with your bare hands, and there's scrap metal from the wreckage all over for you to collect and use as crafting materials. Hunger, thirst, health, and oxygen are all vitals that you'll need to keep track of.
Caution, calorie deficiency detected.
I like the strange alien design of the sea life. Once you've caught some fish, you can head back to your pod to chow down on them before hunger has you in its clutches.
Warning, severe calorie deficiency detected. Internal organ damage detected. Vital signs stabilizing.
They're salty fare if you eat them raw, however, so it's a good idea to cook them first. Although weirdly, you need salt in order to cook things. Right now, the UI is a bit basic and rough around the edges, but it's pretty easy to figure out.
Staying on top of hunger and thirst can be a little bit frustrating when all you want to do is look around and discover.
Emergency.
Though it's oxygen that really limits exploration. It runs out really quickly. One of your first priorities in the game after stockpiling some food should be crafting an oxygen tank to extend your breathing time.
You can also craft pipes to create pipelines of air to the surface. This is particularly handy when exploring the deeper areas of the ocean, where making it all the way back up to the surface before your air runs out can be much more difficult.
Naturally though, the deeper you go, the nastier the creatures that lurk there.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
So far the environmental design is really impressive, don't you think?
Yeah, and the controls for movement too. It feels intuitive and easy to navigate. In the past, water levels have always been a frustrating addition to a game. But smooth controls and interesting nooks and passageways to discover make underwater exploration actually enjoyable in Subnautica.
I agree, and I can see where this is going with all the materials that are available to craft with. Silicon to enhance my diving suit, and building materials to create underwater structures.
Yeah, and when you boil it down, you're basically searching for materials and minerals to build structures in an open world environment to survive. It's basically Minecraft.
Yes, but under the sea!
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't get anywhere near my ship though due to radiation.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping we can find some materials and build an anti-radiation suit, so maybe we can board the ship and find some cool supplies, or answers to the mysteries as to why the ship malfunctioned in the first place.
Yes, and then maybe it's full of necromorphs like in Dead Space.
Ooh. All in all though, I think this game has real promise. It's a great setting for a survival game, and if you feel too limited by having to constantly keep track of so many vitals,
Starvation imminent.
there is a freedom mode that lets you explore without the threat of hunger or thirst.
Yes, there's also a hardcore mode which involves permadeath. No thank you. What would really be great though is if they managed to get co-op in there. The devs haven't confirmed this will be a feature, but they are experimenting with it, I believe. I really hope they manage it because I often find these games a little lonely and I much prefer working together with someone to ensure survival.
Yes, I am looking forward to spending more time with this game and to see how it turns out.
Yeah, me too.